you can see from the titles, breathe out fear and anxiety, and breathe in peace of mind. And that's today mainly what I want to talk about is I know the elections affect us as a society, but they especially can affect us physically and spiritually and mentally. And so I just wanted to, one, provide a safe space for people if they wanted to share any of their fears, because having fears is real. And I know I've been seeing like a lot of posts of people like, you know, don't matter who win. Good morning. Is it Sharon? Good morning. I've been seeing a lot of posts like, no matter who win, you know, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna still be getting paid, and all of those things are great, and I hope that they are true for those people. But the reality is that everything that is going on, the media with the elections, we're human. It does impact us physically, mentally, and spiritually, but there is a way to protect yourself from that. And so I wanted to focus, of course, on that end of it. Because, you know, we've all done our part, whether you voted or not. We've all done our part. That part is over. Now we wait. And what I don't want people doing is waiting in fear, with that fear sitting inside of their bodies, because that's what fear can do. Hey, Rio. Fear can sit inside of your body and it turns into other things. Science has already proven that. That is, y'all know I love merging science and spirituality. But, and so there are methods for releasing fears. There are methods for releasing anxiety so that you're not just sitting in it, because it impacts other areas of your life. And, for me, I always want to be working towards living at the highest, grandest version of myself. And I want that for you too. But I can tell you that fear and anxiety sitting in your physical body first prevents that. It causes physical, emotional, and mental blocks that block you from being able to live your highest, grandest version of yourself. And so I do want to go ahead and get into it. And so setting a tone, I'm personally going to work with the solfeggio frequencies for the rest of the week. I put a link in my bio as promised yesterday for those of you who also want to work with it. Just, you know, just to have that music just sitting in your home, protecting it from negative energy. You know, if you want to listen to it on your headphones, maybe while you're cleaning up or doing something else, that's what I'm planning to do. I'm definitely planning on working with those personally for the rest of the week. So I've got that plan, and that's what we're going to do our breathing exercises too. That's going to be the background music to it. The crystals that I have today is for those of you who work with crystals with me. So the intention that I'm giving my 3 crystals today, and I'll share with you with one, but each one I'm giving the intention to help me to breathe out fear and anxiety, and to breathe in peace of mind. And so like I've said before, I know most people that do breathe in first and then breathe out, but in this instance, I believe that in order to receive, you have to release first. And so that's why I put breathe out first. Breathe out what's already sitting in your body. Any negative energy, any negative feelings, any fears, any tensions, even the slightest tension, a headache back here in your neck, back pain, all of those are tensions that are tied to something metaphysical. And so releasing all of that first, and then you want to fill yourself up with something good. And so then I want you to breathe in and with intention, peace of mind, and just peace of heart, and just knowing that, like, you have the power to control the energy that is within your body. And so these crystals, that is the intention for them. So we're working with black obsidian. It's just all black obsidian, snowflake obsidian. So snowflake obsidian is just like the black obsidian, but it has like little white speckles. And one day, because I'm a nerd with this type of stuff, I'm going to just share maybe in stories like where these crystals come from in different parts of the world. Just to show, like I said, I like to merge the science and the spiritual of it, just to show there's actual places in the world where, you know, these crystals are grown and then they're mined and then they're, you know, sold to stores or whatnot. But the third crystal is amethyst. And so all of these crystals have within them the power to just protect you and your home from negative energy, or just wherever you are. Protect your physical body, protect your car, protect your home, protect your family. And so those will be sitting out. I've already given them the intention, and I leave my crystals out all day and night after I've set the intention. And then today I'm just drinking water. You know, normally I'm still gonna get my teas in, but water scientifically has the power to move, just to flush our body of different bacteria that aid in causing us fear and anxiety. And then spiritually, when we get into chakras, I am going to talk about chakras more when we get into chakras, because people always ask me like, what is the first step in the spiritual journey? And there is no right or wrong answer. I can share for me, and for me it was starting with my chakras. But drinking water helps energy move through your chakras. So when you're connecting to your highest self, which usually hangs out about 300 feet above your head, goes down through your crown chakra, down, the energy moves down through your crown chakra, down through your third eye chakra, down through your throat, heart, sacral, solar plexus, and root chakras, and just flows. And water just with your body. I mean, could you imagine not drinking water? And then you're trying to move energy spiritually throughout your body? No, it starts at the physical first. And so that's why I'm just drinking water this morning, because I personally have fears and anxieties. Definitely, I can admit that, related to this this election, that I just want to get out. Like, I do not want it in my home. I don't want that energy in my body. I don't want it to settle. It's okay for it to be there, because like I said, we're human, but I do not want any negative energy to find a home in my body ever, because that's how it turns into diseases. It turns into mental illnesses. It could turn into something even as simple as a headache. And so I don't want it there. Okay. I don't want it to find a home and move in. So before we get into the breathing exercises, I want to just open it up for anybody who may want to share a fear. I've shared the reason why it's important to get those fears out of your body, because you do not want it to turn into something else. So that's right, I received that. Okay. And I can tell you where fears typically sit. So our fears actually typically sit in our hips. So most people have tight hips or lower back problems, and that's where your fears sit. That's also where your root chakra is located. And so there are all different kind of exercises that you could do, but to get the energy moving in your root chakra, to remove the fears there. But one of the number one things that you could do is just talk about it. Just talk about your fears. Like I said, I know we live in a society, and especially on social media, where you're supposed to be on 100% of the time. You're supposed to be, you know, like a bomb boss bitch, you know, 100% of the time. You're supposed to be, you know, on top of it, on top of your stuff 100% of the time. the reality is that we're humans, and those people that spewing that probably have some tight hips because their fears are sitting in their chakras, their root chakra. But and like I said, it turns into, you know, lower back pain. Let's see. I know I'm still learning how to use this live thing. My fears dying in the level of property that I believe lived in. Good morning, Kia Boo. Chanel, I don't think I understand what you're saying, but I do appreciate you sharing. And I'll share too. Excuse me. That was my intent to share. First, that's just one of my fears is, and I guess just for society, is just the impact. The impact of the elections, no matter who you voted for me, in my realm is the spiritual realm, higher consciousness. That is my realm. And my fears for society, the globe, is that the American elections just will impact people's abilities, because fear just holds you back from so much, that it'll impact people and their desire to just want to evolve. And fear holds you back from wanting to do that. Yes, I would love if you all would share this, especially with those who you know may be experiencing that fear and anxiety. Chanel, poverty, yes. Yeah, that's a fear as well. That, you know, that most of us, 99% of us, are closer, that, you know, these elections do have the ability to impact us. Most of us are closer to poverty than we are to being billionaires. That is the truth. None of us have the ability to become a billionaire tomorrow in the month. That's reality, okay? I'm a Pisces, so yes, I half live in the spiritual world, but I definitely live in reality, okay? And that's the reality, is that most of us are closer to that, and the decisions of others, of old white men, having an impact on our livelihoods, is a valid fear. Having an impact on my family, just the fears of policies that, you know, can be put in place. You know, I'm having a baby girl, and I want her to be able to control everything about her entire life, including her body. The policies that these people can put into place that will impact that. It's okay if you mess it up. Again, I appreciate you sharing. Again, my you know, another fear is just that I don't want us to just become so drowned. Like, I feel like this nation is just so divided at a national level, but then, you know, and that's what we see, that's what's being portrayed in the media. But then it's like, in your daily life, you know, if you have to worry about, you know, is my coworker racist? Like, those things, think about all the energy and space that's being taken up in your mind that could be going to something useful, but you're thinking about the division at your individual and personal level. For some people, it's within their families, those fears. And so that's, you know, not within my family, that's not a fear, but that's just a fear that I have just for society personally. And so I definitely thank you for sharing. For those who watch it afterwards, because I do get comments afterwards, still feel free to write in your fears, because even if I can't respond to you personally, it just feels good to just be able to get it out there. Even if you don't want to write it down here, journal about it, because when you get it out there, it's not in here, not in your heart, not in your mind. not down in your stomach, causing stomach issues, not down in your hips. But I do want to, if you all want to join me in just some breathing exercises, and these are breathing exercises that I've picked up just over the years from training as a track athlete to meditation courses that I've taken, breathing exercises, Kundalini yoga. I just want to share some breathing exercises with you all, and you can go through them with me. And so there'll be 3 different kinds of breathing exercises that I want to do. Yeah, it is crazy how people's deep roots started to show. But you know what? That's what this time is for. Again, we have to cleanse ourselves, society, the globe, people. We have to, this is a part of just the cleansing. I definitely plan on in this series to touch on astrology. Astrology is a personal development tool that I use for spiritual growth. And if you're into astrology like that, and like I said, not everything that I talk about will everyone agree with, and I'm completely fine with that. But I'm sharing with you what I use. And so if you are into astrology, then you would know that this is the time that astrologists and people are into it. We knew that this time was coming. This is a part of the cleansing, is to get to the deep roots. Thank God their deep roots are coming out so that they can be cleansed, so that something can happen with them, so that we can move on to the next level, because it's not going to stay here. Nothing just stays the same, as it is all the time in the grand scheme of things. So I want us to get into the breathing exercises. Right now in our music frequency, we're at, look at alignment. We're at 396 hertz, and that hertz is for eliminating fear. We started at 174, which relieves pain and stress, and then moved to 285 hertz, which heals tissues and organs. Because when you release a little bit of something scientifically is going away. And so now we're at 396. Now, can you all hear the music well? I could turn it up too, because we're just going to be breathing for like the next 5 to 10 minutes before we go. Let me know if you all can hear the music. Thank you. So I personally like to close my eyes and just get inside of my body. And wherever you are, if you're driving, do not close your eyes. But I do, if you're sitting, wherever you're sitting, I just want you to just, sit straight back. If you're laying down, just sit up. If you're laying down like your couch or your bed, just sit up where you are. And we got the first set of breathing that we're gonna do is gonna have some noise to it. But I just want you to breathe and observe just what's going on in your body physically. So I can tell you, for me, I feel a little bit of tension in the back of my neck and a little bit of tension at the top of my shoulders. And I feel a little bit of tension in my lower back and hips. So now that you've observed that is how this is a part of self-love, is observing what's going on with you physically. This is one of the biggest parts of self-love, because when you can observe what's going on with yourself physically and bring awareness to it, that's information for you to heal it, to heal whatever's going on. And I love me and my body so much that I do this every day, mainly through meditation. But I want us to breathe in through our noses and then out through our mouths. And when you're thinking of breathing in, I want you to think of like you're breathing in like this healing light. Could be whatever color for you. For me, it's typically like a golden white light. And like it's filling up your body. And then when you breathe out, I want you to make a noise. So it'll sound like this, like. Ooh, that felt good. That noise that you make on the outside, I want you to think of that as like you are releasing. Like for me, where I felt that tension in my neck, my upper shoulders, and my back, it was almost like that white golden light gathered all of that. And when I breathed out, what you felt me jerk, I do that very often while I'm meditating, which is why I say a part of this series, I'll be sharing things with you that I've never shared with anybody else. That's energy moving out. That is that tension moving out for me. It may or may not happen with you. And that's okay, because we're all different. But let's do that a few more times. Just breathing in. I'm going to do that one more time. That felt really good. Did anybody else experience that, go through that? Now this next set of breathing, and you can do all three of these sets at any time that you start to feel anxious. This next set of breathing, we're going to use our nose and mouth again, but I want you to breathe in for a count of 4. Hold your breath and then breathe out your mouth. You don't have to make a noise with this for a count of 4. So we'll breathe in for a count of 4. And I'm going to use my fingers. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll do this for a hold of 2 seconds. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 for us breathing out. Okay, let's begin. Chanel, yeah, if you're always feeling anxious, one of my number one things I recommend is therapy. But also at the times when you're not seeing a therapist, breathing. Just this is naturally what we do. And a lot of us don't realize that throughout the day, or if we're looking at something or doing something that makes us feel anxious, we are taking very short breaths. So we like, or your breath is like speeding up, and breath is life. We know that your breath is life. And if you're taking short breaths, then how are you, on the science side, how are you oxygenating any of your organs that give you life, or your gut where anxiety is, where that sits in your intestines? That's where fear and anxiety can find a home. And so, yes, breathing, taking deep breaths. Yes, taking intentional breaths, which is why I say when you breathe in, think of it like you're breathing in, and use your imagination. That's what this whole thing is about, is being able to use your imagination. Like you're breathing in white light, and then you're breathing out any of the tension that this light finds in your body. And so we are still doing the nose and mouth. So I want you to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold that for 2 seconds, and then breathe out for 4 seconds. So I'm just going to do that a couple more times. I'm so used to doing nose to nose. And one more time. Let's do breathe in through our nose, hold, and then breathe out. And I'll just share what I feel. So I feel typically when I do those breathing exercise, wherever the tension was, I start to feel like a tingly feeling in my body, like that energy is moving out. And that's just something that's just real for me. And I do find that when I do those breathing exercises, I no longer feel that tension. And I'm no longer attracted to what causes that tension. So for a lot of us, it's media that we consume on your phone, through social media, the news, what you got on your TV, your conversations, all of those things that you consume can cause stress. And so it's almost like when I do those exercises, it's almost like there's something else that's like, I'm not even interested in going back to what caused, that stress in the first place. So if you find yourself doing that and then you got to cut off a conversation or a phone call with somebody, or just get off social media and go do something else more productive, then that's, that's working. That is working for you. And so I do want us to do the nose breathing in through your nose, holding, and then breathing out. Is just a good way to just control your breathing whenever you find yourself full of anxiety and fear. And so and we're gonna do that the same way, just breathing in. Let's do that together a couple of times. Breathing in, holding, and then breathing out through your nose only. And this is a good way to learn to control your breath, because what happens when we're doing those short breaths is that something else is controlling our breath. And if something else is controlling the amount of air that you can get into your body, it's controlling your heart rate, it's controlling your lung capacity, it's controlling your gut, it's controlling the expansion of muscles in your body. And on the spiritual side, that means that it's controlling the energy that you can move in your body. It's controlling the light that you allow into your body. And so let's do a few we're just going to breathe in, hold, and out through our nose. And when you're breathing in, feel your breath actually fill up in your body. Feel it. And then hold it and feel it just there. Just observe it there. Observe it with your mind's eye, just in your body. And then release it. That's life. That's the cycle that we in. Receive, release, receive, release, receive, release. And that's what breathing is. And so let's go ahead and do that a couple of times. You could listen to the music. We're at 417 hertz right now, which wipes out negativity. I love alignment. I didn't even plan it for it to be like this. I hope that breathing felt as good for you all as it does for me. This is what I be at home doing. Just breathing and feeling good. And so that's your homework for today, is to breathe when you find yourself just feeling fearful and full of anxiety. The thing that you know you can control is your breath. Or if you find yourself, even if you're not aware of it somehow, and you're like, are you just taking short breaths? Just find yourself, just like chill, stop what you're doing, because most likely whatever you're doing is causing your breath to shorten. And we want long breaths. We want healing breaths, and you have the control over that, to breathe into your physical body, to breathe into your mental body, and to breathe into your spiritual body. And so that's your homework for today. It's just to, Kim, I'm glad you had a great release. Yes. It's just to do that. I typically do each of those about 10 times. So I do the nose, mouth with the noise about 10 times. Then I'll do the nose, in through the nose, out through the mouth about 10 times. And then in through nose, out through nose about 10 times. And you literally feel like you're high. It's the greatest thing ever. And then you're able to move beyond the point of being anxious. And so I do appreciate you all just being here with me. I hope just for this time that, you know, that we were here, we were able to get our minds off of the things that cause us to be fearful or to be anxious. Be sure and share this. I'm gonna look up to see like when we start breathing the time, but be sure to share this with anyone who you know that just may benefit from just breathing, just releasing fear and anxiety. And I mean, all of us are deserving of peace of mind. This world would be a better place if everybody knew that they were deserving of peace of mind. But be sure and share this with those people. Let me see. Somebody said something. All the I can tune distractions out. Yes. The music is on YouTube. It's a YouTube video. If you go to the link in my bio, I actually have a link there, and it goes directly to this this video. And it's called All 9 Solfeggio Frequencies, a full body aura cleanse and cell regeneration therapy. And so like I mentioned earlier, this is music that I'm going to be working with all week. It's an hour and a half worth of music. And so I typically listen to it like first thing in the morning to help set the tone for my day. And so I have the direct link there in my bio. And you'll see what I'm talking about, like the different hertz and how it changes and what each one impacts in your physical, mental, and spiritual bodies. All right. Well, thank you all. I hope you all have a very peaceful day. And I'll be sharing this, saving this video.